Hi everyone, it's your girl Nicolette. Today is Tuesday, December 1st. This vlog is going to be a little bit different than what I normally vlog about. I know throughout some of my vlogs I've been channeling and talking about how my journey through getting my elementary education degree so I can become a regular school teacher. And one of the courses I am taking out of the many I will take, one is entitled Children's Literature. And one of the books that I've been exposed to, which I think has been a lifesaver, is this book called Wonder by R.J. Palacio. And it's really just opened my eyes, and I really just think it's I need to talk about it. It's just one of those books that when you close the cover and you turn a page, you want more when you turn the page, and when you close the cover, you're still left with more. You want to know what happened and all that good stuff. So I'm going to take you through my little journey of Wonder. Let's start off with the summary. So the summary of the book is August has a rare facial deformity, and because he has this deformity, he, over the years, up until his age now, which he will be going into 5th grade, so that's around 10 years old, he has been in hospitals and having surgeries to fix his facial deformity. And his facial deformity isn't fixed, but it is better than what it was when he was born. So now he's been presented with this opportunity to go to school for the first time. He's going to be around kids his age, he's going to be learning in a school environment, and it takes us along his journey of what he encounters on a day-to-day basis. And what's really awesome also about the story is that it takes on other characters' point of view. I don't know about you, but I love, whenever I read a realistic fiction book, I really just want to know, what is that person thinking? And this book does that. It gives you many different characters, different points of view, and it's just really interesting. So along reading August's story, you're also getting his sister's point of view. You are getting her sister's boyfriend point of view, which that's kind of strange, but you also get August's best friend's point of view. So it's really all-inclusive. One of the reasons I really like this book is because it's kind of a quick read. You know, I got really into it, and if you may call them chapters, you may call them sections, whatever you want to call them, I'm going to call them chapters. The chapters are very short, so it doesn't require a lot of commitment. You know, where most chapter books, they are 15 to 20 pages long. I don't have that time. I don't have that kind of commitment, but if I just want to read this book in between my classes, say I only have 15 minutes, I'm able to get through a good couple chapters from this book. So for example, the book is divided into parts, and with each part it has their little chapters. So for example, this chapter, it's only a page and a half. I think I have time for a page and a half. Another thing I really like about this book, like I've mentioned before, is the different points of view. I can't tell you the number of times that I have read a realistic fiction book and the author doesn't include the other person's perspective, or maybe there was another main character and they don't include their perspective. It really just kind of drives me nuts because I want to know. You know, I'm kind of a nosy person, so if there's someone else's view can get put out there, I want to hear it. Now, when talking about quality, one of the reasons I think this book in particular is a really quality book is because the way the plot is laid out. R.J. Palacio really does a wonderful job of just really hitting the points, even though the story is broken up into the different parts. Once one part ends, another person's role picks up just right where they left off. Or for example, at the beginning of the book, when August's first part ended, because August's part appears 3 times in the book, whereas the other characters only appear once. Once August's part ends, his sister takes the role, and she kind of starts from the beginning of her life and how, since she is the older child, how her life has been affected since August has been born. So it's really nice how the plot is laid out. Since Wonder is a chapter book, the illustrations are very minimal. Besides the front cover, which I think is very intriguing, he has one eye. The title Wonder is in a rainbow-like style. Each part has the character who is going to be speaking has a illustration of them, which I think is really cool. And as each part goes on, there's still, notice how on the front cover there's only one eye. Well, when each new character is introduced, there's always an eye missing. So I think it's really cool how the front cover matches each character, like that trait matches each character's part. So I thought that was really neat. I also really liked how RJ Palacio, when the characters were doing an email exchange, she formatted just like that. It looks something like this. So I thought that was really neat how she incorporated that real life aspect. I think it really also just speaks to how this book is realistic fiction. Another reason why I think this is a quality book is because the characters were really developed, but on the downside, I was left with wanting more. One of the passages that really left me wanting more was the one written by Olivia when she was talking about her brother's mutation. Countless doctors have drawn little tic-tac-toe grids for my parents over the years to try to explain the genetic lottery to them. Geneticists use these Punnett squares to determine inheritance, recessive and dominant genes, probabilities, and chance. But for all they know, there's more they don't know. They can try to forecast the odds, but they can't guarantee them. They use terms like germline mosaicism, chromosome rearrangement, or delayed mutation to explain why their science is not an exact science. I actually like how doctors talk. I like the sound of science. I like how words you don't understand explain things you can understand. There are countless people under words like germline mosaicism, chromosome rearrangement, or delayed mutation. Countless babies will never be born like mine. The ending sentence, countless babies who will never be born like mine, really just hit home for me for some reason. I thought it was such a simple sentence, but it had a lot of emotion behind it, and once Olivia stated that, it was never brought up again. And it really just left me wondering, like, what does she mean by this? I would say one of the weaknesses of Wonder was the choice of which character got to share their story. For example, Olivia's boyfriend, who in my mind initially was not a key character, his story was shared and his perspective, but for example, August and Olivia's parents' perspective wasn't shared. Also, there was a bully named Julian, and who played a pretty big role throughout the entire story. His perspective was never talked about, and I really, as much as I was anxious to hear about one of my favorite characters, Olivia's perspective, I really wanted to hear Julian's because there had to be something going on in his mind, and there had to be a method to his madness and his cruelty. So I really wish I would have known that, and I think RJ Palacio could have chosen the characters who got to speak a little bit better. But on the plus side, RJ Palacio did not talk ad nauseum about the setting. I would highly recommend this book. For starters, it's a quick read. The chapters are really short and you really don't have to dedicate that much time to it in one sitting. The different characters' perspectives, having the different characters' perspectives really makes the book whole and complete. If you are sensitive to subject matters of bullying or people with special needs, I would caution you in reading the book. Alright subscribers, if you have made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much for sticking with me. I just really had to talk about this book. It just really left me with an impression, and it left me with this taste in my mouth of I want more. So thank you again for sticking with me. I will be back to a normal vlogging schedule. I will be back to talk about normal vlogging topics, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.